Imagine this, you're scrolling through your feed late at night, and suddenly, you hear a faint cry echoing from a dark alley. That's how it started for Alexander Voss, a self-made millionaire whose life was about to shatter in ways he never imagined. But hold on, before we dive in, if stories like this touch your heart and remind you of the power of kindness, hit that like button right now and subscribe to the channel for more real-life tales that inspire change. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Alexander Voss had built his empire from nothing. Born into poverty, he clawed his way up through sheer determination, turning a small tech startup into a billion-dollar company. By age 45, he had everything: a sprawling mansion in the hills, luxury cars, and a social calendar filled with galas and business deals. But deep down, Alex was empty. His marriage had crumbled years ago under the weight of his ambition, and he had no children, no family to share his success with. He drowned his loneliness in work, convincing himself that money was enough. That all changed one stormy evening in the heart of the city. It was pouring rain, the kind that soaks you to the bone in seconds. Alex was driving home from a late meeting, his sleek black Mercedes cutting through the downpour. As he stopped at a red light near a rundown neighborhood, something caught his eye: a small bundle huddled under a cardboard box by the dumpster. At first, he thought it was trash, but then he heard it: weak, whimpering cries. Triplets. 3 tiny babies, no more than a few months old, wrapped in rags, their little faces pale and gaunt from starvation. Their eyes, wide with fear and hunger, stared up at the world as if begging for mercy. Alex's heart stopped. He slammed on the brakes, jumped out, and rushed over, his expensive suit instantly ruined by the mud and rain. "Oh God," he muttered, scooping them up gently. They were so light, so fragile, like birds with broken wings. One of them, the smallest girl, let out a feeble cry that pierced his soul. Without a second thought, he bundled them into his car and sped to the nearest hospital. Doctors swarmed around them, hooking up IVs for nutrition and fluids. "They're severely malnourished," the lead physician said gravely. "Another day out there, and they might not have made it." Alex paced the waiting room, his mind racing. Who could abandon such innocence? He paid for everything: private rooms, the best care, and sat by their bedsides through the night, watching their chests rise and fall. As dawn broke, Alex felt a strange pull. These weren't just any children, they reminded him of his own lost dreams of family. He called his lawyer to start the process of temporary guardianship, vowing to find their parents or adopt them himself if needed. The nurses nicknamed him the Guardian Angel, and for the first time in years, Alex felt alive, purposeful. He imagined teaching them to walk, hearing their laughter fill his empty home. But fate had a cruel twist waiting. The next morning, as Alex returned to the hospital with bags of baby clothes and formula, a social worker pulled him aside. "Mr. Voss, we ran some tests and background checks. You need to sit down." Her face was ashen. Alex's stomach dropped. The triplets weren't random orphans. DNA results from a routine check matched them to a woman named Elena, Alex's ex-wife from 15 years ago. They had divorced bitterly after Alex chose his career over starting a family. Elena had begged for children, but he wasn't ready. Unbeknownst to him, she had been pregnant when she left, carrying triplets. She had hidden it, moved away, and raised them in secret until poverty and illness overtook her. The social worker continued, her voice soft but unrelenting. Elena passed away last week from untreated cancer. She was living in squalor, too proud to ask for help. The triplets were found after neighbors reported the cries. Alex's world crumbled. These starving babies were his own flesh and blood, his daughters and son, whom he had unknowingly abandoned through his selfishness. The discovery broke his heart into a million pieces. He collapsed into a chair, tears streaming down his face for the first time since childhood. "How could I not know?" he whispered. Guilt crashed over him like a tidal wave. All those years of building wealth, and he had missed the most important thing: his family. But the heartbreak was just the beginning. The triplets, named Lily, Mia, and little Theo, faced their own battles. Lily, the eldest by minutes, had a congenital heart defect exacerbated by malnutrition. Mia was withdrawn, barely responding to touch, showing signs of early trauma. Theo, the boy, was the weakest, his immune system ravaged. Doctors warned that recovery would be long and uncertain. Alex, shattered but resolute, threw himself into their care. He hired specialists, transformed his mansion into a child-friendly haven with nurseries and playrooms, and took a leave from his company. For the first time, he confronted his past, visiting Elena's grave to whisper apologies into the wind. Challenges mounted. The media caught wind of the story, turning it into a sensational headline: Millionaire discovers secret triplets, heartbreaking reunion. Paparazzi hounded him, questioning his motives. Was he doing this for publicity? Alex ignored the noise, focusing on the kids. Lily's surgery was a nail-biter. Hours in the waiting room felt like eternity. When she pulled through, her first smile at him mended a crack in his broken heart. Mia's therapy sessions revealed her fear of abandonment. Alex spent nights reading to her, promising he'd never leave. Theo's fevers came and went, each one testing Alex's resolve. Relatable moments dotted their journey. Alex, the polished CEO, fumbled through diaper changes and midnight feedings, laughing at his own clumsiness. He bonded with other parents in support groups, learning that wealth couldn't buy patience or love, it had to be earned. One neighbor, a single mom named Sarah, became an unlikely friend, sharing tips and reminding him that vulnerability was strength. Through her, Alex saw echoes of Elena's struggles, fueling his determination to honor her memory. As months passed, resolutions emerged. Lily's heart grew stronger, her laughter echoing through the halls. Mia opened up, her first word, Dada, bringing Alex to tears. Theo gained weight, his chubby cheeks a symbol of hope. Alex restructured his company to prioritize family time, launching a foundation to help single parents and abandoned children. He named it after Elena, turning his pain into purpose. 1 year later, on a sunny afternoon, Alex watched the triplets toddle across the grass, their faces bright with joy. The emptiness was gone, replaced by a love so profound it healed his wounds. He realized that true wealth wasn't in bank accounts but in the bonds we forge, the second chances we seize. And that's the story, folks, a reminder that life can break us, but it's in the mending where we find our strength. If this tale moved you, smash that like button, subscribe for more heartwarming stories, and share it with someone who needs a spark of hope today. Remember, kindness can change everything. What's your takeaway? Drop it in the comments below.